What's up, you guys? Welcome back to my channel. If you guys are new, my name is Alicia Bree, and if you guys are returning, hey girl, what's up? Okay, so today we're doing something a little different. We're going to be doing a story time / chit chat video. If you guys are not subscribed to my channel, stop this video, hit that subscribe button, and then come back and click play. So we gonna jump right into it. I know I never did a story time before or a chit chat. Hopefully we can do more. So basically, I was in a toxic relationship for 3 years. Currently I am single. I am on my healing journey. When I tell y'all it has been a roller coaster, it has been a roller coaster. Some days are good, some days are bad, some days are okay, but the thing about it is I'm moving forward. I'm not stagnant, so I'm proud of myself for that. And I have not went back, y'all. I have not. Toxicity is over. I will never even blink or bat my eyes. I'm just gonna tell y'all what happens. I was in a 3-year relationship, and throughout the relationship it was so toxic, to the physical abuse, to the mental abuse, to the emotional abuse, to the manipulation. It was awful, okay? Can't tell you guys how many times we have been in physical altercations and how many times things have been thrown. My phone was literally launched into the wall. Yeah, it's just a lot of shit, okay? I can go in depth about this girl, and I will. I promise you I will. I'm gonna put my Snapchat in the description below. I said I was gonna start opening it up for people to join, like maybe on the 1st of the month. So if you want to join once I post it on the 1st of the month, all you have to do is click it. Basically talk about my experience, and I try to help other girls because I know a lot of people go through some of the same things that I have went through. It's good to know that you're not alone. It was on a Wednesday. I went to my ex's house and we talked. We played games. We did the hookah. We ended up having that night. And I woke up the next day, which was Thursday, and really didn't even feel good the next day. Before I left, we ended up holding hands, crying, talking about the relationship, talking about how we are individually and how we're going to work on things, this, that, and the third, and just to give her time. And that was that. Before I left, I invited her to go bowling with some of my friends because we go every Thursday, and I invited her. She said yes. So I went to work. We went our separate ways, and we were still texting, and she hits me with a text hours later like, okay, I'm still going bowling, but I'm going with a group of friends. So I'm like, okay, am I still bowling with y'all or ... And she was like, no, I'm just gonna bowl with my friends. I'm like, well, damn, that's messed up that I invited you to bowl with me and you say yeah, and now you're bailing on me to go bowl with friends. Red flag. So, and she was like, well, I just don't want you feeling a type of way that I'm bowling with my friend. I'm like, well, if they're just friends, why would I feel some type of way? She was like, it's friends and a girl. And I text, I'm like, well, you must be talking to this girl. We literally just broke up 4 days ago. And she was like, see, this is why I should have just kept my distance. Manipulation at its finest. She was like, this is why I should have just kept my distance, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, okay, whatever. And then after that, I was like, so you expect me to be in the same building as you and not speak at all? And she was like, I mean, you can speak, but don't look to hold a long conversation. Another red flag. So I'm like, ended up telling my friend what happened. And she was like, well, you were going bowling with us anyway, so you should definitely still come. So I'm like, yeah, you're right. And I really didn't want to just cancel on them because of the situation that just happened. So they convinced me to go again, and I felt pretty good about it. So that night came, I went bowling, and my friends were there. We were having a good time. Next thing you know, I see my ex. And we made eye contact about a good 6 or 7 times. So she knew I was there. I didn't approach her. She did not approach me. And the girl got there, which is a girl that she used to talk to before me, I think. I don't know. Because I honestly think that she has been cheating on me. She has cheated on me before. I believe it was more. I just found out about that one girl that she cheated on me with. See that she invites the girl. And once I realized who the girl was, my light switched. I could only see red, straight red. Like, I approached her and I'm like, oh, this is what we're doing now. Mind you, the girl that she brought, when we first started talking and we were talking about the previous people that we used to mess with, she brought her up and she was talking about her pH balance, how they had sex and it was not it was just disgusting down there. I was appalled and infuriated. I was like, F you, I don't want anything to do with you. F everything we talked about this morning, everything we cried over, F it. I was so upset, y'all. And she was like, you really need to chill out. Because honestly, I wanted to fight her and the girl. It's like the girl, I felt like she knew, because the girl, she watched my snaps faithfully. But even before the fact, she would always be in my views. My ex, she said that she had to get a new Snapchat because her old one got deleted. So I'm over here like, how did this girl even get your new Snapchat if you had to create another Snapchat? Which was another red flag. She was like, let's talk about this outside. And I'm like, well, whatever we talking about outside, I can say in here, because nothing is going to change. Went outside to talk, and she's like, you know what they say, the next person that the girl talks to is always a rebound or something like that. They don't mean anything or something. She said like that to me, I guess to try to make me feel good, but it's just like, that's all out the window. It's like that situation put the cherry on the cake for me. That was all I needed. She was like, I can't talk to her because she likes dudes and she just had a boyfriend. I don't know where he at. And I'm like, I don't care nothing about any of that. I don't care. And I'm like, it's the principle. It's the fact that you knew I was going to be here. Out of all the places she could have taken her, she decided to bring her here. Honestly, it was no group, y'all. It was supposed to be a group event. It was no group. It was just her and the girl. It was just a fucking coincidence that our lanes were literally right next to each other. Literally. So I'm pissed. And I go back in there and I'm like, you know what? I'm going to push through this. I'm going to have a good time, spend some time with my friends. And the girl, she approaches me. She's like, it's not even like that. It's not even like that. And I'm like, girl, I don't care what it's like. It's the fact that you know who I am. I know who you are. You literally have been watching my story. It's disrespectful for her to even put you in this predicament. That's a red flag, baby. Get the up out of there. That's all I gotta say. That happened. And in my head, I'm like, you know what? I'm worth way more than this. And I remember her even saying like, let's keep it private. Before that moment when she sent the text, she was like, let's keep it private. We don't have to, I don't even want to pop out like we're together. She said that in the text before we got to the bowling alley. She was like, let's just keep it private. And once before she told me she just wanted to be F buddies. And I'm like, I'm worth way more than that. I'm worth way more than that. And that just made me think of that. That's just a sidebar. So, yeah. And I blocked her that same night, and her TV has been at my apartment for months now. I have been telling her to come get her TV. She has been telling me it won't fit in my apartment. You can just keep it there, blah, 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 blah. I even offered to buy the TV from her. And I believe she just wanted to keep that TV here to have something over my head to give her access to my apartment and access to me. To this day, I still don't have my apartment key back, but I got my locks changed. Wishin told me that night, which was Thursday, to come and change my locks that same night. Did not listen to it. Ended up going to my parents' house, spent some time with my mom, and then the night after, so I had to leave the bowling alley a little bit early out of respect to getting to my parents' house at a decent time. And my friends, they stayed to bowl. So I was the only one that left. So I left, and then I believe they told me that she left, and they actually seen her pull off. Her car was fine. I come home in the morning, which was Friday morning, to change my locks. And then my friend was like, what's that on the floor? And I looked, and I was like, I must have dropped it. But I honestly did not realize I dropped anything before I left to even go bowling. So she was like, maybe you should really look around your apartment. I start looking around, y'all. I start to notice a bunch of things. I start to notice my panties were gone, which was weird. Which you like, that was the most weirdest to me. My bras were gone. My pants were gone. Some of my work clothes were gone. My charger was gone. My vlogging camera was gone. My work equipment was gone. The remote to my TV was gone. The cord was gone. Y'all, I can go into depth. Some stuff I can't even say on freaking camera was gone. Like, it was the most pettiest things. The things that she took from over here was the most pettiest thing. Not to mention, y'all know the Stella Rose wine bottles. They're about this long. It was full, y'all. She poured the whole bottle of Stella Rose on my mattress. Lucky for me, I have a waterproof mattress cover, so it didn't get to my mattress. It just got on my comforter and my sheets and my fitted sheet, as well as my weighted blanket that I have. All of that came out, thank God. And thank God that I was not here, because if you acted impulsively like that, thinking I did something when I didn't do it, just imagine if I was here. I could have been dead. I could have been on first 48. It was by the grace of God that I was not here. I was like, oh my God. I called her. And I'm like, what the hell did you do to my apartment? And she's like, don't play crazy with me. I'm at work right now. I'm gonna call you back. I'm at work. We can deal with it later. I'm at work. Why did you do this to my apartment? And she's like, you know what you did to my car? And I'm like, what? She's like, I am not about to play with you. You know what you did to my car? I was like, your car? I didn't do anything to your car. And then my friends, they can hear her talking, because the phone is so loud, and she was so loud in my ear. And mind you, I'm talking back to her, so they're like, her car, she said she did something to your car? And they're like, well, when she left the bowling alley, her car was fine. We seen her pull off. I'm like, my friend said they seen you pull off and nothing was wrong with your car. And then my friend said that they had cameras, so I repeated that. I said, you can go look at the cameras. I didn't do anything to your car. So she was like, well, I'm at work. I don't got time to deal with this right now. She hangs up. I'm like, you know what? Let me call back. I called her back. And I was like, I need my stuff back now. Common sense would have told her to call the police, get a case started, because obviously that would be the first thing to do. I'm like, well, at this point, I'm thinking she is lying. And she's just mad that I blocked her on everything. I believe that's why she was mad. And that's what I was thinking. I was like, oh, you're mad because you pulled some on me and then I blocked you. That's why you're mad, and that's why you did this to my apartment. That's what I'm thinking. So I'm over here like, well, send me proof that something was wrong with your car. I don't gotta send you anything. You know what you did to my window. You know what you did. So I'm like, I don't know what I did, because I didn't do anything. And she's like, I'm not about to play with you. I'm at work right now. You can get your stuff back later when you get my car fixed. And I'm like, I didn't do car. Hang up off the phone with her. Mind you, I was at it with her for about an hour, y'all. An hour trying to come to some type of common ground so I can get my stuff back, because I don't know what the hell she's talking about her car. So I called her parents, because I didn't have her dad's number. So she answered the phone, and I'm just, explaining it to her, and we started talking about everything. And then she's like, okay, well, let me try to call her myself. She tries to call her, and then she calls me back, and she's like, she didn't answer, so she must be at work. And I'm like, well, she answered for me, So it's all about if she wants to or not, because it's like an emergency like this, you should be able to accommodate. Go to the bathroom, take a break, step outside, do something. Say it's an emergency, something. But it's like, because it wasn't an inconvenience to her, it didn't matter. When she inconvenienced me, I'm on the phone talking to the parent again, and then in the midst of me talking to her, she calls me back. So I merged the calls together, because I'm like, you need to hear this, because I'm trying to resolve the issue. Maybe you can get through to her because I can't get through to her. Maybe you'll be able to get some words out because I can't. So I merged the calls together. And y'all, it was the disrespect for me. She was cursing in front of the parent. She was still screaming, still doing that, this, that, and the third. And I'm like, girl, all this with a parent online. Parent not saying nothing. I'm like, I would never do that in front of my... I'm sorry. After that happened, she then texted me like, I'm sorry, I made a mistake. I thought that you broke into my car, but apparently other people's cars have been broken into, and it was just a misjudgment, and I acted impulsively, and I'm sorry. So I'm like, you thought low of me to the point where you thought I broke into your car. And next thing you know, I'm getting another call, and she's like, you called my parents before you can even talk to me. You didn't even try to resolve the issue with me first. Mind you, I was on the phone with this girl for an hour trying to resolve the issue. So she's like, you're not getting your stuff back. Hangs up on me again. So I'm like, at this point, I'm going through your parents. Seems like her parents are the only ones that were really trying to resolve the issue. I ended up talking to the other parent. The other parent was like, that she doesn't get off until this time. Can we meet then? And I was like, no, I really need my stuff now, because this wasn't supposed to happen. It's an inconvenience to me. Y'all can accommodate with her and get me my stuff. Like, you can go up to her place of work and get my stuff out of her car, and then I meet y'all so you can get this TV and we can do an exchange. Okay? They're like, well, she doesn't get off until this time. And I'm like, already pissed off because it's an inconvenience again to me. After that, she ended up calling me back and was like, how can I fix this? I'll buy you a new mattress and I'll put everything back how I found it. And I was like, okay, you know, that's fine, that's cool, okay. And she was like, I get off at this time, can you meet me at this time? I said, yes, that'll work. And then I thought about it. I was like, no, well, because I was supposed to be spending time with my mom, and it just prolonged the time when I found out that stuff happened to my apartment. So I was like, you know what, let's do it at this time. We agreed on that time. So that time came around, and it was hours later, y'all. It was maybe about 5+ hours that passed. So that gave her more than enough time to make sure she was going to have the right vehicle so the TV can fit in the car, you know, all of that. It was 2 hours after she was supposed to get off. So yeah. So that time came around, and she contacts me, and she's like, I'm 10 minutes away from the place. I'm like, okay, good. I'm on my way. And then she's like, well, do you think the TV would fit in the car? And I'm like, yeah, I believe it will. At this point, I don't care if it will or not. Once I get it to you, whether it fits or not is on you. I just want my shit. She's like, well, are you bringing it down yourself? Or is somebody coming with you? I was like, I'm coming by myself. And she's like, okay, well, can you just drive it down to my apartment and I give you gas money? Red flag. Me not knowing at the time either, but that was a red flag. Going back, like, after I spoke about it with my family and stuff, they're like, it could have been a setup. I can't go down there today, drive all the way down there today, because I'm, you know, spending time with my family today, but I can tomorrow, which was the next day, which was Saturday. So she was like, okay, that's fine, that'll work. And then I thought about it. I was like, dang, she does have my stuff, and I really want my stuff back, especially my work equipment, because I spoke to my place of work and they told me if I don't have it back by this time, I need to follow a certain protocol. So I basically explained that, and she was like, well, I already turned around. I'm like, well, you don't have to turn back around. Can you just stop wherever you are so I can, you know, come to you? Next thing you know, soon as that comes out my mouth, I thought it was supposed to be an even exchange. Immediately, she was like, I'ma just call you back. And I'm like, give me some type of peace of mind, because I'm already fired up that I got caught in the crossfire. So she's like, I'ma just call you back. Like, you know what? I'll just call your other parent. Because at that point, he was the only one that was literally cleaning up a grown woman's mess. Called me back and was like, you're not getting your shit back at all. She hung up on me. She blocked me on everything. I was like, you know what? I don't even need to deal with her anymore, because her dad will literally get the job done. Ended up talking to him. He was just like, okay, I'll be down there at this time, blah, 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 blah. I got the stuff. Send me a list and a picture of everything. Later that night, I ended up getting all of my things. There was no bad energy between the parents and me. She was not there, and I was so happy that she was not there, because that have not ended very good at all. And I did not want to have anything to do with her after that. I ended up blocking her, and she stayed blocked. I think that Saturday, so the day after that, she started blowing up my phone from her email address, and she was texting me saying, hey, you know, I really want to talk to you, and I'm sorry about everything. You didn't deserve that, and it shouldn't have happened, and I apologize, and I'm willing to replace everything that damaged and fix everything that I messed up. And I just don't want to lose you, and I really want to show you that I care. And damaged Alicia that wasn't in therapy, that didn't realize triggers, cling to that again. I fell for it again, y'all. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna give her the time of the day. I unblocked her. When I tell y'all, it didn't move. I didn't cry. I didn't feel anything for this girl. I didn't feel anything, which was so crazy to me. But it's like, it took a knife in my back for me to literally walk away. But I used to pray to God about this girl and about our relationship. And if it's not in God's will, it just will not work. No matter how many times you pray, no matter how many paragraphs you send, how many tears you cry, how many times you scream, yell, no matter how many times you plead, it just will not work. It literally took a knife in my back for me to leave. Within the 3-year span, it got hard for me to express my feelings towards her, because she never liked the way that I expressed or explained my feelings. So I was basically explaining my feelings, and she didn't like the way I was explaining my feelings at all. Ended so badly, y'all. Like, she ended up hanging up in my face. I blocked her after that, because it's like, she literally sat there and manipulated me on that phone call. When I gave her the time of day, she literally flipped the script. She blamed me for reacting to her disrespect towards me. And she flipped it. It was like she did not realize or show any type of understanding or comprehension towards why I felt the way that I felt, and how it was valid and it was relevant. And then and there, I realized, like, what am I doing arguing with this girl? What am I doing? Because at this point, you showed me who you are. You have been showing me who you are since the day she has cheated on me, since the day she put her hands on me, since the day she called me out my name, since the day she caused me to have multiple anxiety attacks. It's like she has been showing me who she is. And it's sad to say that it took this situation, a knife in my back, to realize my self-worth. And that's my fault. And that's something that I am working on currently. on my healing journey and actually going to therapy for this. It was an eye-opener, and way more to be treated like I'm way more than that. And she didn't deserve anything. She didn't deserve that phone call that I gave her. She didn't deserve that second chance at all. And my problem is I wanted closure, but I have came at peace with not always getting closure. Because in life, you're not always going to get closure. The healing journey is definitely something, but when I tell y'all, I see myself so different, and I highly recommend therapy to everyone who needs it. And it doesn't have to necessarily be for a relationship. It could be just trying to be a better person in general. Because when I tell y'all, I put up with so much. I have been cheated on. I have been in multiple physical altercations with this person. All I have to say is never love someone else more than you love yourself. Don't do that to yourself. And don't keep drawing a line, which is that boundary. Don't keep drawing a line, and once a person crosses it, you draw it back. Don't do that. Don't paint red flags white. They're freaking red for a reason, and once you notice a red flag, get the hell up out of there. Run. Don't walk. Run up out of there. Like, when I tell y'all, love is so blind. Love is blind. And it's so much that I tolerated that I had no business tolerating. The moment my ex cheated on me should have been it. And when she did that, I had to literally heal myself. I had to heal myself, y'all. I kid you not. I say all that to say, get therapy. Therapy definitely helps, y'all. And like, for me, it's like, the reason I do it now is because, number one, I want to dig deeper into myself. And I honestly want to know why I literally stayed with this person for 3 years and dealt with the same thing literally every month within those 3 years. Every month. Honestly, I believe I am in my season of isolation right now, honestly. And God has been isolating me from everybody. Everybody that's in my life now, I really feel like they're meant to be there. I have been journaling. I am just going to read you guys some stuff that I have here in my journal. Some of you guys may be going through the same thing, and I just want to let y'all know that you guys are not alone. Healing is not easy at all. Surround yourself around people that genuinely love you and have your best interests at heart. Like, stay focused. Like, work on yourself. Don't go and jump into another relationship, because it's just going to be the same cycle, especially if you have childhood trauma or you just have trauma in general, or hell, a lack of boundaries. It's bound to repeat itself. The same cycle is bound to repeat itself. Work on yourself. Grind. Get better for you. Stay no contact. Stay no contact. Don't reach out to them. Don't text them. Don't watch their story. Don't follow them. Don't create a fake page. Just let them be, y'all. Let them be. And I promise you, learn that lesson. Because if you don't learn that lesson, you're bound to repeat the same cycle. I kid you not. And because life is going to test you. Life is definitely going to test you. They're going to send, if it's not that same person, they will send somebody else. Life will send somebody else with that same type of vibration just to test you, to see if you learned your lesson. Don't fall for it. Date yourself. Don't respect yourself, love yourself, set your boundaries. How are other people going to respect it? I'm big on that. I am big on my healing journey. I still cry. The healing journey is not easy. I would say it's definitely up and down. Just some few things that I want to give you guys before I leave. And this is just some things again that I wrote in my journal. This one is titled Don't Treat Me Average. See people in different lights. See them around their family, a club setting, dinner, when they're upset, out with friends, when they're under pressure, etc. Some people have a mask on and don't expose themselves right off the bat. And you jump into a relationship with them months and years on down the line, you then realize that the person is not even who you met. Take your time when it comes to dating and weigh your options because you're dating a potential life partner. Go into the dating scene strong. When there's confusion, know when to exit. Know exactly what you want, know your worth and deal breakers. Be able to identify those. Not everyone deserves a first date with you. Protect your body, your mind, your time, and your energy. Stick to your standards. Set your standards and don't mistake what you are offered with what you are worth. Not every offer needs to be accepted. Everyone doesn't deserve to experience you. You have to be picky with yourself. This is something else that I wrote down as well. Stop nagging and begging people for change behavior, because you do that, you're basically prepping them to be better for the next person. Say it once. If they don't change, leave. And when you say it, make sure it's in a constructive way. Don't yell, don't scream. Also, don't ask your potential partner for anything that you can't bring to the table yourself. What you're asking from a person is never too much. You are just asking and expecting those things out of the wrong person. Don't take risks if it causes you to lose yourself in a process. This is a big one that I realized in myself as well, and it's have no desire to see the potential in someone else. You break your own heart that way. For me personally, I realized I fell in love with the potential of what someone could be. You can't fall in love with the potential of what somebody could be when they're not capable of being that. Accept it, move on. Things that you need and want from a person is somebody out there that will do just that. If they don't already got it, dip on up out of there, baby. God can't open new doors if you're standing in the doorway of an old door. So I'm gonna just read one more section because like I said, I have so many pages that I can read y'all. This is called Karma Will Be With You Shortly. What I got from this is don't let loyalty be your downfall. Know when to leave. Stop breaking people's falls. That's not love. That's an attachment issue. Let them fall. Let them roll around. Go to sleep in the bed that they made. God, he will build you up right where they broke you down. Close the door and lock it and step into your new blessing. Because what's in your past is not worth turning back for. What's in your future is way, way greater than your past. You will look back at this same exact situation months or years on down the line and laugh and say, wow, I'm so glad I walked away from this situation. And I can't wait to get to the point where I'm looking back at this situation and I'm like, I really did it. Look at me. That I could not live without this person, and look at me freaking living. Silence is greater than words. Your absence is their karma. Being completely out of reach is their karma. When they had you and didn't value you, that's their karma. They're going to feel that. I don't care how many times they try to cover it up, baby, they gonna feel it. I promise you, karma is a B, okay? Every time you go back, it stunts your growth. Stop going back. You don't need anybody to make you feel special. You don't need anybody to validate you. You literally date yourself, love yourself, give yourself that. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope I helped some girls out there. I know the story was kind of crazy. Maybe some girls can relate. Maybe some of y'all got some crazier stories than me. Yeah, I hope y'all got some good takeaways from this video. Make sure you guys give this video a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, and don't be scared to comment. I like to talk to y'all in the comments. So I'll see you guys in the next vlog.